Hey there, it's Quinn with PTSD While Black, just doing my check-in. Um, for the last 2 months, I have been meditating on asking Source, the divine energy, to remove my defects of character and to enhance my character assets, the things that I'd like to towards. Defects of character, you can think of them as being your limiting beliefs or old ideas and systems that you've operated off of, and that's what it is for me. And that's a little bit of the hypnosis mixed with some spirituality for me of letting go of those old ideas that I've held on to, that um, I have to engage when someone is being combative. For example, I don't. I don't. I have options, I have choices, and that's what the assets are to remind me of the things that I can do, instead of relying on those same old patterns again and again. And I've seen myself use these assets in my life, such as patience or acceptance, um, resiliency. I've seen myself use these things, and so now I am learning to be able to um, rely on them a bit more, rely on assets a bit more, of things that help me to grow and build as a person. So for the past 2 months, my process, I just want to share on it. It was because I do 12-step programs when I cannot afford therapy. And so that's been really helpful. I tend to do them based on the different areas of life where we have needs. So, for example, um, there's earning, work, sex, finances, health, and spirituality. But the 12-step programs are really a form of spirituality, but all of them pretty much follow the same pattern. And step 7 is where you release, surrender your defects of character, humbly ask God to remove your defects of character, and become more aware of your assets. And the biggest defect, oh my gosh, the biggest defect that I have is being stubborn. I am super, super stubborn. You can tell me that the stove is hot, but I need to go touch it just to make sure I know it's hot. And then once I'm burned by the stove, I still got to go back and touch it again later because I'm like, ooh, what was that? Really, I'm bored. When I think about it, it's really what it is I'm bored. It's like I've gotten the empirical data that the stove is in fact hot, but I don't know, I want to go do it again. So underneath the stubbornness that this doesn't work for me, this isn't for my best interest, there's boredom. And so when I think of assets, what's the opposite of being stubborn is being willing, being open to see what else is there. Well, I can touch a stove, or I could eat some chili peppers, or I could suck on a sour candy. Um, I could exercise. There's different sensations that I get to experience besides of having being burnt from a stove. That's one of the just like metaphors that I'm realizing